Adams. Mira was a quiet girl, not shy, just listening, while others filled the classroom with noise. Mira tilted her head and heard things no one else noticed. The flutter of a pencil falling 2 rooms away, the tiny pop of a popcorn kernel in the hallway, the barely there click of her teacher blinking too hard. But the real magic began when she entered the chemistry lab. It started small. She leaned over a beaker of water and heard a soft hum, like distant chimes underwater. Then when they mixed vinegar and baking soda, she didn't just see fizz, she heard laughter, light and bubbling. As weeks passed, Mira discovered she could hear the songs of molecules. Every atom sang a different tune. Oxygen was bright and windy, carbon rumbled like a tiny drum, and hydrogen sounded like bells made of glass. Soon Mira stopped needing textbooks. Instead, she'd hold her hand above a compound and listen. If the song felt wrong, she'd say, "Something's off here, the atoms aren't happy." At first her classmates laughed, but when Mira helped the science fair team purify water using a method she said she heard in the molecules and it actually worked, they stopped laughing. Then came the case of the broken formula. The school's new 3D printer for medicine had stopped working, and even the engineers couldn't figure out why Mira was invited in. She stood silently, eyes closed, hand hovering near the ink cartridge. "It's not the machine," she whispered, "it's the material, it's lonely." No one understood, but when they added a missing bonding molecule based on her suggestion, the machine worked again. "She doesn't guess," the principal muttered. "She listens." Word spread. Scientists from across the city came with problems, and Mira solved them all by hearing chemical confusion, molecular melodies, and the soft sighs of unstable elements. But her biggest challenge came one stormy afternoon, when a delivery truck spilled barrels of mystery liquid into the school pond. "Dangerous," said the firefighters. "Unidentifiable," said the lab. But Mira sat by the pond's edge and listened. The atoms weren't angry. They were scared. The mixture wasn't toxic, just unstable and frightened. "It needs calm," she said. So she poured warm water gently into the edges and added powdered calcium. Not because a book told her to, but because the calcium atoms hummed a gentle lullaby that soothed the mix. Within minutes, the pond shimmered, then cleared. Everyone cheered, Mira just smiled. "You just have to listen to what they're trying to say." From that day she wore a tiny charm around her neck, a silver spiral shaped like a sound wave. When other kids ask, "What's that for?" she'd say, "To remind me, every atom has a voice, even if it's tiny. And maybe, just maybe, if you sit very still, put your ear to a glass of water, and listen with more than just your ears, you'll hear a little song too."